Nigeria advocates indigenous control of Africans' mineral wealth at the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly.
Not as fragmented states, but as one continental bloc, wielding collective power in global supply chains.
National Assembly reschedules resumption of plenary to Tuesday, 7th October 2025. NTA correspondent takes a look at consequences of indiscriminate waste disposal at Karu area of FCT. Many thanks for joining us on the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Live from Abuja, I am Vivian Izadifi. President Bola Tinubu has called for a total rephase in the global financial architecture of Africa's mineral resources, saying it was time for its nations not only to finance its mineral sector, but also assert their influence and power in the African products' global supply chains. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, the president made the call at the second Africa Mineral Strategy Group High-Level Roundtable on critical minerals development in Africa, held on the margins of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
A meeting for the collective action to bring Africa's mineral economy to reality for the benefit of the continent, pledging Nigeria's commitment towards catalyzing a mineral-led renaissance under the Renewed Hope agenda to unlock Africa's mineral economic future.
We must take the bull by the horns in financing our future. Never again shall we wait for capital to trickle in. With sovereign funds, blended vehicles, and innovation tools like the Africa Mineral Token, Africa shall finance Africa. To safeguard this sovereignty, we must get our cobalt, lithium, graphite, gold, and rare earths, not as fragmented states, but as one continental bloc, wielding collective power in global supply chains.
He commended Nigeria's Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, who chairs the event, and the Secretary General, Moses Michael of Uganda, for guiding Africa towards a path of productivity and pride.
There are many opportunities for increased cooperation between the EU and Africa, especially as we engage with our private sector to bring sustainable investments on the ground.
There is a sense of insecurity in our world where countries are rearming. What will fuel? What are the components needed for this production? They are the minerals that Africa has. The strategic nature of this mineral is so explosive in terms of what the world needs, that Africa needs to be careful in terms of how it positions to make the most of these resources for its people.
Dele Alake called for cohesion amongst African nations, saying with determined and focused partnership in the mineral sector, Africa will harness in all ramifications the total benefit of a sustained and harmonized mineral sector. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima also held a roundtable hosted by the Business Council for International Understanding in partnership with the Flour Mills of Nigeria and other conglomerates, urging investors to come to Nigeria as there had never been a time like now to invest, given the enabling environment and the ease of doing business. Similarly, on the side events of the UNGA 80th session, Vice President Kashim Shettima held a bilateral meeting with the Chancellor of the Republic of Austria, Christian Stocker, at the UN headquarters in New York, where both countries agreed to forge new ties and explore new ways of deepening their relationships. From New York, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
And back home here, the Central Bank of Nigeria has reduced the monetary policy rate by 50 basis points to 27%. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadosu, announced this to newsmen in Abuja at the Monetary Policy Committee briefing. He says 14 banks have met the ongoing bank recapitalization requirements.
On the financial sector, the MPC noted the continued resilience of the banking system, with most of the financial soundness indicators remaining within their respective prudential benchmarks. Members also acknowledge the significant progress in the ongoing bank recapitalization exercise, as 14 banks have fully met the new capital requirement. They therefore urged the bank to continue the implementation of policies and initiatives that would ensure the successful completion of the ongoing recapitalization exercise. The committee further noted the successful termination of forbearance measures and waivers on single obligors, which has helped to promote transparency, risk management, and long-term financial stability in the banking system. The MPC reassured the public that the impact of the removal of forbearance is transitory and does not pose any threat to the soundness and stability of the banking system.
Nigerian First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has so far raised a sum of 20.5 billion naira for the completion of the National Library under the Oluremi at 65 Education Trust Fund. She announced the amount during a luncheon with the media at the banquet hall of the presidential villa.
Is going to go again. So we have 20,456,188,924.93 kobo, and it's still growing. Trust me, it is still growing. This is what we can do as a nation.
She said the fund was raised through the contributions of notable Nigerians who answered her rallying call to generate funds towards the completion of the national monument using her 65th birthday celebration. While thanking those who donated towards the cause, the First Lady says her motivation for undertaking to raise the fund is not political, but towards helping to build the country piece by piece.
In well-doing, before long, things will begin to shape up for our beloved nation. We all have to rise up, play our parts in the building process. A grain of sand and a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean.
The two chambers of the National Assembly have rescheduled resumption of plenary from today, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025 to Tuesday, 7th October 2025. A statement from the clerk to the National Assembly, Kamoru Ogunlana, explains that the shift is as directed by both chambers and regrets inconveniences caused by the postponement. The statement adds that committee activities will, however, continue. Political analysts are advising the National Assembly to focus on 3 key areas upon resumption after recess: electoral reforms, 2026 budget, and constitutional review. Discussing the National Assembly resumption on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria, the expert asked the National Assembly to be more transparent and accountable in their legislative duties and oversight functions. Ekemini Williams has details.
The National Assembly has postponed its resumption of plenary session by 2 weeks, from September 23 to October 7, 2025. This decision has sparked concerns among political analysts who argue that the extended recess could delay critical legislative business, pending motions and necessary actions in response to recent national developments. The postponement is expected to add to the workload of lawmakers when they resume, with key issues such as constitution reviews, preparation for 2026 budget, and electoral reforms taking center stage.
The matters of urgent public importance in the various constituencies, members will want to bring them to the floor. And then 3, the matters of national importance, not just limited to your constituency now, members would bring them up.
When your constituents are asking that you are going for a very long recess and they don't have explanation to provide, it means that because you are going for recess on their own behalf. So they don't see reason why you should go on recess if they don't understand the reason why you're going on recess. And I think representation is not just about people to sit down and watch what happens, what unfolds, and give themselves explanation.
Political analysts and civil rights experts believe that citizens are more interested in seeing tangible results from their lawmakers, particularly in areas such as effective oversight of social investment programs. Upon the National Assembly's resumption, these experts suggest that lawmakers should prioritize key issues, with electoral reforms being top priority.
We would like to collaborate. We would like to be able to take some of these good things that are happening. But if we also see things that are not working well, we should be able to look them in the eyes and say this is not working well, and the Nigerian people are not happy about this.
There is a need for the Senate to respect the ruling of a court and allow the senator that was suspended for a long time to return to the Senate. It's an allegation that is under prop, and I don't think if the president of the Senate is a Senate, he's just first among equals. And it's a mockery on Nigeria's democracy, it's a mockery on the Nigerian Senate, and I think all well-meaning Nigerians should take to the Senate so that, Senator Natasha is called back immediately. It's a national embarrassment.
The guest noted that the call for tangible results underscores the importance of effective communication, citizens' engagement, and concrete deliverables in building trust between citizens and their elected representatives. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned the trial of the former Benue State Governor, Gabriel Suswan, in the alleged 3.1 billion naira fraud to October 10, 2025. Justice Peter Lifiu gave the order following the failure of the defendants to commence their defense after the courts dismissed their no-case submission. Suswan and his then Commissioner for Finance, Omodachi Okolabia, are facing prosecution by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on amended 11-count charge for allegedly diverting 3.1 billion naira being part of the proceeds from the sale of the Benue State shares. Justice Lifiu regretted the slow progress of the trial, noting that the trial has dragged for more than 10 years, and urged both parties to work towards its conclusion. This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More stories when we return. Stay with us.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blend in performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
Nigeria at 65, a continental giant takes another step forward, navigating the contradiction fueled by a colorful and resourcefully diverse populace, yet questions linger on the destination of state, propelled by the vagaries of nationhood. What is your contribution to this journey? Join the NTA and an eclectic mix of everything Nigerian, from the academic deans to the street kings, who will lend their voices on the platform that has always been a part of the journey. The NTA on October 1st, 2025.
Welcome back. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has declared Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, as the first day of Rabiu As-Sani 1447 after Hijrah. This is contained in a statement signed by the chairman of the Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council, Sokoto, Professor Sambo Wali Janedu, who is also the Wazir in Sokoto. Karu urban area is a stone throw away from Nigeria's federal capital territory, yet it is faced with indiscriminate waste dumps and poor sanitation. For residents, the consequences are dire. Their health and quality of life hangs in the balance with the stench of rotten waste which fills the air. Usman Zubairu reports.
Karu and its emigrants are settlements just about 5 kilometers away from the federal capital territory. Residents of the area are mostly civil servants. A drive to some of the major axes in Karu tells a picture of indiscriminate waste disposal and growing heaps of refuse with unpleasant smell emanating from it, which chokes the atmosphere of the area. Most disturbing is this large waste dump site along Karu Cemetery, which is not only an eyesore to motorists and passers-by, and a huge health risk to residents.
Before, they used to pack this dustbin every week. But now, this dustbin sometimes she will be more than 2 months or 3 months before they pack it.
A serious burden to us around this environment, because anytime you're passing through this area, the stench that we perceive, I don't know, but I think it is really dangerous to our health.
While scavengers smile from the profits they make from the scrap plastic, however, the accumulated waste in Karu is raising fears of possible disease outbreaks.
It has a lot of implications to human health. There are so much airborne diseases coming out from there which can lead to so many syndromes.
And it causes sickness like cancer of the lungs. It causes a lot of diseases.
While expecting government action to halt indiscriminate disposal of waste, a resident in Karu insists that only a total clearing of the refuse will restore cleanness, safety, and calm their minds. In Abuja, Usman Zubairu, NTA News.
With the intense rainfall and rising river levels, river craft operators and commuters have been urged to adhere strictly to the highest standards of safety and professionalism to prevent avoidable mishaps. The Association of Coastal and Waterways Communities of Nigeria, Bayelsa State Chapter, re-echoed the call in the course of a sensitization and cleanup exercise. Ibinime Zitimiola has more.
River transport is a vital means of transportation for coastal states like Bayelsa. Wreckages, intense rainfall, poor visibility, rising water levels and overspeeding poses significant risks to the lives of rivercraft operators, passengers, and their goods. To address these concerns, the Association of Coastal and Waterways Communities of Nigeria, Bayelsa State Chapter, led by the state chairman, was at the Federal Medical Center Yenagoa Waterfront for a sensitization campaign on the importance of the use of safety jackets and adhering to safety protocols, educating river transporters and passengers about the dangers of traveling at night and disposing of hazardous substances in the river. Raincoats were also distributed.
The water hyacinth normally covers us to cross freely. So their working, I think, is a privilege to those who are living around this area.
Coastal Waterways Association Bayelsa State, I think they have tried because for once I've seen they came here some times ago and we've gotten a life jacket.
And now the water level is coming very high. My message to the speedboat drivers are to make sure they give their passengers life jackets to wear. People who do business at the waterfront and the speedboat drivers, my message for them is not to throw debris to the river.
Getting the environment clean is a big deal because of the ecological damage that our habits and attitudes have caused the surrounding.
The sensitization exercise will be taken to all the local government areas of Bayelsa State to promote river safety awareness. Ebinimi Z. Temiola, NTA News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our top stories. Nigeria advocates indigenous control of Africa's mineral wealth at the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly.
Not as fragmented states, but as one continental bloc, wielding collective power in global supply chains.
National Assembly reschedules resumption of plenary to Tuesday, 7th October 2025. NTA correspondent takes a look at consequences of indiscriminate waste disposal at Karu area of FCT.
This is NTA News 24.
Let's now join our sports desk for some trending stories in the world of sports.
Paris Saint-Germain forward Ousmane Dembele has won the 2025 Ballon d'Or, claiming football's most prestigious individual prize at the ceremony held in Paris Monday night. The French international was awarded for an outstanding 2024-2025 season in which he scored 35 goals and provided 16 assists across all competitions. Dembele finished ahead of Barcelona teenager Lamine Yamal and several other top contenders to secure the award. Barcelona midfielder Antana Bonmati also bagged the Women's Ballon d'Or award for the third consecutive year, following another standout season in domestic, European and international competitions. Meanwhile, Brighton have congratulated their Nigerian international goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie for finishing fourth in the Women's Goalkeeper of the Year category at the 2025 Ballon d'Or award. Nnadozie was one of the 5 goalkeepers who made the final shortlist for the award, which was won by Anna Hampton. And Nigeria finished 27th on the medals table at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, ending the competition with 1 silver medal as the event sets new records for global participation and rage. The United States dominated the standings with 16 golds and 26 medals overall, while Kenya, Canada, the Netherlands and Botswana rounded out the top 5.
And that concludes the News Desk 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I'm Vivian Ezadifi. See you again at 6 for more reports.